rotary drilling rig. It's a complex structure of steel girders and expensive drilling equipment that sometimes reaches heights of 150 feet. Keeping such a large area safe and clean isn't easy, but it's important to protect the workers and the equipment, and efforts from each crew member is necessary. In the following program, we'll be talking about ways to accomplish a rig inspection, which can help prevent accidents before they become accident reports. No, we won't be covering every nut and bolt on the rig, but we can show you the importance of rig inspections and can offer guidelines on setting up an inspection program for your rig. Rig inspections are important because they can help prevent crew injuries. An injury is costly to the crew, the drilling contractor, and the operating company. In other words, whenever an injury occurs, nobody wins. Rig inspections can help improve equipment efficiency too. Inspecting the equipment ensures that it is working properly and that the crew is protected, and this means drilling ahead is going on safely. Who's responsible for a rig inspection? Well, in one sense, everyone on the rig is. But the tool pusher and the driller are responsible for establishing a rig inspection program and seeing that it is carried out. Once the inspection guidelines are established, the crew will be informed of the major areas of the rig to be covered and the specific duties to be performed by each crew member. A good starting point for a rig inspection is the rig floor. The rig floor is the site of most of the interaction between the crew and the drilling equipment. And regardless of size, all rig floor equipment must be inspected and properly maintained for a safe working environment. The rig floor itself should be level and properly secured. Of course, keeping the floor spotless may be asking a little too much. But excess oil, grease, and drilling mud should be cleaned up as soon as possible during normal drilling operations. Look at the railings and stairs around the rig floor. The stairways should be properly secured, and any openings should be protected. Rig floor equipment, the tongs, for example, should be thoroughly inspected. Check for cracks in the jaws and look closely at the tong dies for signs of wear or abuse. Same goes for the snub line. It should be the correct length so that it will function correctly when drill pipe is being made up or broken out. Take a close look at the snub line lock nut too and tighten it up if necessary. The cat head needs the same attention. Inspection might reveal an overused cat line or grooves wearing into the cat head. Check the cat head drum guards too. Any noticeable signs of wear should be reported. The hand tools should also be part of the rig floor inspection. Keeping hand tools clean is important, and they should be shelved or in a toolbox when not in use to prevent tripping accidents. Wire rope is a piece of equipment used extensively on the rig floor. It serves as the drilling line. It serves for various slings that are used on the rig. And it's also the line on the air hoist. And when wire rope is abused, things can become critical in a hurry. So if any broken strands or other signs of wear show up, report them and never use a defective wire rope. Discard it. And don't substitute rope for wire when it comes to slings. These thread protectors are being transported with fiber rope slings. If they don't break on this move, they may break on the next one. Don't create this kind of dangerous situation. The dead line anchor and the wire rope clips that brace it should be checked. The clips should be installed properly so that safe drilling can continue. The air hoist should have a guard to protect the operator, and a line guide on the hoist can prevent the wire rope from becoming tangled. The mouse hole houses drill pipe that will be connected to the drill stem. When making a trip, or at other times when it's not being used, the mouse hole should be covered to prevent accidents. The entire rig floor lighting system should be checked for adequacy. The rotary hose should be part of the rig floor inspection too. Make sure it's properly snubbed at both ends because it could cause serious injury if it breaks loose. Hydrogen sulfide or H2S gas can be fatal. If you're drilling in an area suspected of containing H2S, special alarm systems and breathing equipment should be available and should be checked by the properly trained H2S personnel. The crew should know where the special breathing equipment is and how to use it. Machines with moving parts are located in various places around the rig floor. Be sure that they are all properly guarded. Now let's move to inspection area 2 of our rig inspection, the derrick. Because of the heights of some derricks, aircraft warning lights are needed. The warning lights should be in the crown of the derrick, so check to make sure that the lights are operational. Next, examine the derrick ladder. A 4-inch clearance between the derrick and the back of the ladder is recommended. A freely accessible derrick ladder is extremely important. Remove any hindrances or obstructions that could block the path of a quick descent. A safe derrick ladder? Probably not. Each section of the ladder should be examined for alignment, proper mounting, and any damage. Looks like this one will probably be reported. Safety belts are required when using the derrick ladder or when working 10 feet or more above the rig floor. Climbing without a belt is inviting disaster, so be sure no rips or tears are in the belt before using it. The crew should be instructed on the use and inspection of this equipment. The elevators are not for lifting people up to the monkey board. That's the reason for the derrick ladder. So avoid hitching any free rides on the elevators. The monkey board should have metal guards around the sides, be level and free of tripping hazards, and should contain no loose tools that could be kicked off and hurt the personnel below. And the derrick man must wear a safety belt when working on the monkey board. The sheave assembly should be in good condition and be positioned to prevent friction wear. Drilling line rubbing against the derrick will mean more wire rope and more expense in the drilling process. At the top of the derrick is the crown housing. Keep this area clean. Any excess grease should be cleaned off, and the aircraft warning lights can be checked too. The hoisting chain should be inspected to assure it's in good condition. And since drilling goes on 24 hours a day, derrick floodlights are needed. So far, we've inspected 2 areas, the rig floor and the derrick. Now let's move to inspection area 3, the blowout preventers. The blowout preventers are normally installed during nippling up. This BOP stack has been removed for a reaming operation. Those lines behind the BOP stack will have to be reconnected to the preventers. So make sure a good work platform is in the BOP area as well as safety belts. Why? Well, it can be a long drop to the bottom. Avoid leaving tools and loose cables around on the BOP work platform. The BOP floor controls should be operated only by authorized personnel. The remote controls should be checked during their installation and should be at least 25 feet from the well casing. The accumulator bottles should also be checked for proper installation. And the BOP area should be well lighted. Now let's look at inspection area 4, the mud pumps and mud tanks. First, the catwalk and stairs around the mud tanks should have guardrails. Look for tripping hazards too. An accident in this isolated area of the rig might go unnoticed, so keep the area clean and hazard-free. The shale shaker flywheels, V-belts, and sheaves should be properly guarded. By the mud agitators, look at the shaft couplings to see that they're guarded. Unguarded moving parts of any machine are dangerous to personnel who are in the area. Caustic soda and other chemicals in the mud tanks area can be harmful if safety precautions aren't taken. So when working around the mud hopper, use rubber gloves to protect against chemical burns. The rig inspection should also cover the eye wash station near the mud hopper. The station is a good safety measure that provides a means of flushing the eyes immediately should it be required. A chemical shower is also a good safety measure in this area. The mud sacks that will be used in the weighting up process should be stacked properly and safely in the mud room. If hoses are used as the discharge lines from the mud pumps, see that they are properly snubbed with safety chains or wire rope. In fact, any hoses that carry pressure in the mud pump area should be snubbed. Here, we've removed a relief valve cover to show the relief valve shear pin. These small but important pins must be inspected on each relief valve to ensure their proper placement. Your rig may have reset valves. Check them out for proper working order. The discharge from the relief valves should be piped a safe distance away. Throughout the mud pump system, high-pressure fittings are a must. Be sure that all the fittings are properly rated, are tight, and are in good condition. As with the previous 3 inspection areas, the mud pumps and mud tanks should be adequately lighted. If the pumps are driven off the compound, be sure to check the guards to assure that they are in place. This check concludes the inspection of the mud pumps and mud tanks. Inspection Area 5 covers the generators and the electrical systems around the rig. First, inspect all V-belt, sheave, and shaft guards to assure that they are in place. Next, look at all electrical connections and conductors for proper mounting, protection, and grounding. Switch boxes and connector boxes should also be in place. Rubber floor mats are a good safety precaution for the switch panel area. Portable electric tools should be provided with the proper means of grounding. The generator and electrical systems involve the entire rig system of lighting. Lockout procedures should be used when working on electrical or mechanical equipment. Inspection Area 6 covers the stairs and walkways. All rig floor and motor floor stairs should be secured at the upper end of the stairs. The rig stairs should be set at the proper angle to ensure that the treads are level. Make a general check of all stairs to see that they are in satisfactory condition. Where it's possible, handrails should be provided on both sides of the stairs or walkway. Check out Area 6 for tripping and slipping hazards such as grease, oil, drilling mud, hoses, and cables. Keeping the stairways and walkways clean makes a safer rig for everyone. Openings that have no stairs should get extra protection. Here's a view from the back part of a rig floor. The rails and safety chains do a good job of eliminating this dangerous shortcut to the deck. In our rig inspection outline, we have looked at 6 specific areas of a drilling rig. Several general items need to be included, however, for a complete rig inspection checklist. First, everyone should have a hard hat. Keep extras on hand for visitors to the rig. Safety shoes with steel toes are also needed. Proper eye protection is essential. The proper type goggles should be supplied and used by personnel who work where eye protection is needed. Sufficient first aid supplies and stretchers should be maintained on the rig, along with an approved first aid manual. And at least one person trained in first aid should be on the rig at all times. Wearing jewelry on the rig is just not safe. Rings, watches, and other personal items should be removed before working on or around the drilling rig. The fire extinguishers located at various points should be maintained in sufficient number and should be inspected regularly for proper operation. CB radios and other two-way communications systems should be in good working order. Emergency frequencies should be posted. All two-way radios should be turned off, however, during perforating operations and at other times when explosives are being used. It's dangerous, even for a CB nut. Gas cylinders should be capped when not in use and should be retained with chains to prevent damage or accidents. And don't store oxygen cylinders with flammables. It could be explosive. Drill pipe and casing should be chocked or tied down when on the pipe rack. Serious hand injuries can result if one pipe rolls toward another and traps a hand that might be in a pinch point area. Take a look at the cranes, too. Limit switches should be working to prevent the crane from toppling over, and check the crane hooks to be sure that safety latches are present. Unique to offshore rigs is the helipad. Anything that could interfere with the helicopter's blades or landing gear should be removed from the helipad area. The helicopter pilot, who is in charge of the flight, will be looking for blue and amber lights around the landing pad that are part of his color code when flying. Inspect each helipad light for proper operation. The tail rotor blade on a chopper can be extremely dangerous because the pilot's view is sometimes blocked. It dips on takeoff and it can blow things around, so stay clear of the tail rotor blade. Also unique to offshore rigs are several means of emergency escape and life-saving equipment. For example, ring buoys, which should be supplied with water safety lights that activate when turned upside down. Check each ring buoy to assure that the lights are working properly. Lifeboats are recommended and should be inspected. Equally important are the escape capsules, which are located at various spots around the rig. They should be checked both inside and out for proper safety measures. The final general item in our inspection guideline is the personnel net. When checking the net, 5 cables should be detected inside the net covering. If any are loose, they'll need to be replaced immediately. Remember the 6 areas of the rig for an inspection: the rig floor, the derrick, the blowout preventers, the mud pumps and mud tanks, the generators and electrical systems, and the stairs and walkways. And remember the general items that should be part of a rig inspection. After all, safety's for everyone.